Hello and welcome once again to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. I'm Chris Peters, joined by my co-host, Mr. Kareem Mays. We've got Rick Rodriguez here and another gentleman named Carl Davis. Welcome, gentlemen. And today we're talking about the art of manifestation, creating your dreams, and what it takes to do that. So, guys, go ahead, start us off. What do you want to talk about? What are some ways you've been keeping yourselves on the path that you're on to get where you need to go and to feel fulfilled? What are some things you've been doing?
Right. This is Rick Rodriguez.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right before the show, I want to thank you guys for welcoming me on the show. And I think I was on last week and the week before, and I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot of stuff. And before the show, I was talking to Kareem, and he said he brought up a really interesting point to me. And he's a young guy; he's like probably half my age, and for the wisdom and the knowledge that this guy is carrying around with him, it's amazing, really. So I really appreciate what he was sharing with me, and he was like, in order to manifest something, you sort of have to visualize it first, and then and then work on bringing it into being. For me, just quickly and shortly, I found that in order for me to manifest anything, I have to go on a like personal discovery and get to know myself better. And then when I did that, like when I knew what I wanted, when I knew what I needed in my life to grow and stuff like that, it seemed like that the manifestation part just came naturally. But first, I had to develop myself and get to the right vibration and understanding, and Kareem, he's there. He's right at that,
Yes.
and I know you are.
Yeah. And do you? Here's a cool question, Rick. Do you, when you hit those waves, with your surfboard, to those vibrations, do you find that when you're into doing something like that that makes you so crazy and so full of energy, do you find that the ideas come faster when you're doing stuff like that? Because I find when I'm listening to metal and I'm headbanging and I'm screaming lyrics to a song I really love, those vibrations hit me faster. Those things start coming into my head harder because I'm in something. I'm in my passion mode. I'm into my zone. So is it the same way when you're out hitting those waves, taking all those cool photographs and stuff? I mean, is that do you think that's a big part of it for sure?
Yes, I do. And if you find something that you're passionate about, surfing is a multifaceted thing, all right? Like, you're working with water, you're working with energy, you're working with visualization and commitment, and fear. If you slip, you could be on the bottom of the ocean and get cut up like me, see, and bust up, oh, bust up, brah, and so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cut up and bleeding and bruised and battered, but it doesn't stop me, and just like those metal dudes, they're banging it out there. We call it charging, like in surfing, like we charge hard, man. Like you guys rock out or whatever you do, so and I think that when you push yourself to that point, and when you're like something so much, or that you love it so much, that you can push yourself to that point, I think things happen.
Oh
You
yeah.
do it with metal. I don't know what I think Kareen does too. I don't know what Carl does it with.
Kareem eats pounds.
Correlating.
Kareem likes eating pounds of butter and listening to metal, right, Kareem?
I did. I found the video and I sent it to Chris, and he didn't exactly appreciate it. But whatever. No, what I thought was cool is you were telling me like this story, Rick, where you actually made like a bid on your house, like I want to sell this house. And he didn't actually, like you said, list it or anything. This dude just like pops up, and most people will be like, "Well, it's a coincidence. He got lucky." And I'd say there's probably a little bit more going on there. You were telling me that story, and I was just like, wow, it really does work. But you have to believe that it's going to happen and then see the results. You can't really look for the results and then say it's not happening. So that's what we're talking about. I think that's why people stay in bad conditions, stay in bad health, stay financially poor, because they look and they're like, well, my circumstances are bad. I don't have any money. My health is bad, and I don't have the job I want or the entrepreneurial career I want. Instead of saying, "Ooh, I see myself at that point, and I know it's going to come. I just need to see the building blocks to it." So it's interesting. It's like being the thing you want to be in the world. Like, I want to be the crazy metal dude, right? I play a different kind of music, but I'm about to play a show with one of the bass players, not with him like in the band, but we're performing in front of a guy who used to be in the Misfits, and that's a pretty awesome manifestation.
That is.
I can't remember his name, but he's in a band called Johnny B. Morbid, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, Carl, what have your experiences been like with like manifesting stuff in your life? Are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Take it away, man. Go, 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 go.
Manifesting stuff in my life. Well, as you all know, I'm quite old, so I got a lot of manifestations in my life that have changed my life. But I think the biggest one was learning to own my own mind and life. And even though there was a lot of negatives from MFF, there was a lot of things that I gained out of it that I didn't have. I didn't, that I didn't have. So, in retrospect, that was good for me. But now there's something better come along that is better for me, and that's Soul University.
Yes.
And so therefore, mentoring for free. I don't put my time into it. I'm taking my sites down, my fan pages, whatever. But still, in retrospect, I learned about me that I didn't learn, and I'm thankful for that stepping stone, and that's what I call it, as a stepping stone.
Yes.
And Chris has probably seen that same stepping stone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's something you got good out of it. You learned how to own your life, right?
Yep.
But there's also perhaps bads, but we won't go there because negatives are negative and that's crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, in retrospect, I went 53 years of my whole life not even realizing that I was anybody or anything. And so, yeah, it manifested something into my heart to say, when I started network marketing 4 years ago, close to 5 now, it was just call up leads, read from a script, blah, blah, blah. And, I had some people that I really loved talking with, and there's some people that wanted to call the law on me. But nonetheless, it taught me that isn't always the way to market. There's other ways. There's attraction marketing, which I do. There's relationship marketing, which we now have been doing. Yep. So there's different ways of marketing rather than spam your links around.
Yeah.
Although I still do that a little.
That's right.
I'm asking for health assessments. I'm not really pushing it down their throat. I'm not saying, oh, you need to join this, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm putting it so that it's their choice if they want to learn about their own health and what they may have errors in their health or whatever. Yep. But like I said, you learn from everything that you do.
Yes.
And Rick can say this from the surfing scene. You can say this from your music scene, and I can say this from just people scene, just absorbing what I learned from millionaires and people that are successful.
Yep.
I mean, that's how you become successful, isn't it? Is you follow success.
That's right.
Because without that, you can't do it.
Right.
So we stepping stone through mentoring for free, and now it's time to go on to something bigger and better.
Yep. And Carl, I just want to say that I'm very proud of you because, I know the history about your life and stuff. And
oh, you mean one of these? A roller coaster? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Like the part 5 from hell, right? Like, so. You've come so far in just being a happy guy and just seeing life in a different perspective. And I think I'd say that was your biggest achievement from learning from what we were in before with mentoring for free and stuff, you learned how to be a more positive person because you were surrounding yourself with positive people. So,
exactly. As a matter of fact, Chris, yesterday I was on the streets,
yeah.
and this guy, he asked me, he says, "How you doing?" I said, "If I was any better, I'd be triplicates." just like Michael would say, you know.
Yeah.
He says, "You know what? You inspire me."
Good.
I said, "You know what? Thank you, because you inspire me."
Right on.
You know, and then him and his woman went down the street.
Yeah.
But in that retrospect, you know, you don't realize, but you affect other people with your positives.
Yep. Or your negatives, you know.
Well, yeah, or the negatives, but I'd rather not go there. I got enough of those.
Right. Good. It's good, man. So, yeah. You know, I think it's
Thank you.
Yeah, no. I think it's very important that we stay wherever in that zone that you get into when you start seeing results. Like, we've got 619 followers on our Google page now, and it was at like 45 last week. So, you know, and our channel is going to get bigger. You know, we're co-authoring, me and Kareem are co-authoring 2 Adventures Go Entrepreneurial, which I'm very, very proud of. And Kareem is really the best business partner I could ask for this. I mean, and you guys are all contributing to it.
I agree. Kareem, hey, man, you're awesome, man. You are awesome. And he is correct.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Carl, you should get into radio. You've got a voice for radio, man. You've got a unique voice. You got a really cool Brooklyn accent, or is it Boston? Because I know. Yeah,
well, no, it's Maniac, but that's all right. I'm just a maniac. That's all.
I mean, you love sports. You know, you got a Celtics hat. I mean, you should do radio, man. You'd be great at that.
He is gonna do radio.
Yeah,
he's gonna do Block Talk Radio, man. He's gonna be famous.
Yeah.
He'll have his own show. He doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know it. He is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whip him and whip him good.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
You gotta put the energy in it. Whip him and whip him good.
I'm gonna listen to his show. Man.
Yeah, I know.
He's got He's got some great nuggets. Carl is a great nugget.
He does, man. He does.
Hey, well, you know, you are what you think about, and I think about success, folks. So I'm going to success. Period.
That's right.
There's no other alternative. And now I got Soul University. Hey, man, the top, man.
Yep.
Let's rock the top.
Yeah, Soul's a great guy.
You know, but yeah, I have that energy. I have that passion. I have that drive. I've had it for a long time. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, when I first started network marketing, a guy named Frank Hansen Jr., he felt that inner. I didn't even know I had it. He says, "You got a burning desire to succeed."
Yep.
I said, "I do." He says, so he put me in the business that cost $300 and something because he wanted my burning desire to light up his atmosphere.
Yep.
And, you know, and as time went on, I light up atmospheres everywhere.
That's good. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. Kareem, do you want to say anything? You're kind of quiet over there. Are you eating butter again?
Yes. No, I'm just letting Carl finish. No, I wanted to say, as far as like manifestation and like crazy things like that, other than getting this Misfits thing, which to me is one of the most interesting things now, meeting Chris through that other program that manifested this show, which is something really interesting, because I don't think I'd do a Google Hangout alone. That'd be kind of weird. Like, Kareem, what do you think of manifestation? I think it's cool. Woo! And then like,
belong in a straitjacket, you know?
Yeah.
Shut up! I do them alone. That's the straight jacket.
Yeah.
I do them with a straight jacket and a screen share. I act like it's a training video. So what are you saying, Kareem? You're right, though. You guys, you need a team, and I knew it, and I know it, you know. And now my wife's starting to help too, but you know, she didn't. You know, wasn't into it that much before. So you guys got it going on. Serious.
I guess what I'm just saying is sometimes you meet people like manifestation to me is kind of bumpy. It's not always I ask for a car and then the Lambo pops up. Do you remember? You like Star Wars, right, guys? I'm sure you've seen Star Wars, right? Yoda says that Anakin will kill the Emperor, and he technically does. But in the meantime, he turns into Darth Vader, destroys a lot of the Jedi, causes a lot of problems with his wife and at home, and then he defeats the Emperor. So sometimes manifestation's bumpy, and what I mean by that is you might ask for a successful business, then you fail in a bunch of them. Then that's what I asked for. Then I met Chris, and then we even failed again, and then I met you, and then we finally got the thing we're going to be doing. But it's as AC/DC would say, it's a long way to the top.
If you want
to rock and roll, and you got to see yourself at the top, though.
Yeah, baby.
Though.
Yeah, baby. I like that.
Nice.
I like that. AC/DC. Yeah, you know, it's all about where do you stand at the end of the day? What did I do today that changed my future for the next day? And it's all about that. You gotta think that way. You're gonna say, I'm gonna get up in the morning today and I'm gonna change the world. I mean, we have the power.
You do. I'd say you do. You have the power to change the world, but you do it like one little thing at the time. And that's why I get kind of weird at like some of these manifestation coaches, just like, oh, I thought about $1 million. It didn't come in the mail. Is it a scam? I'm like, did you go to the gym? And they're like, yeah. Oh, I did one push-up. I'm not completely ripped. Is it a scam? No. It takes persistence, kind of like what we're doing with this show. And that's what manifestation is about, saying we want our show to get, I think it's at least like a couple thousand viewers on YouTube. And
well, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. You know that, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I got 4,700 friends, and I'm going to start taking a few out, putting a few in, taking a few out, putting a few in, circulating a little bit, because you got a 5,000 limit, and I'm not going to break the limit. But, you let me see stuff, I'll share it. Because there's no I in team.
Right.
I agree with you.
People got to figure that out with me. You put something out there, I'm in the team mode. I'm going to share it to all around the world. Just give me it to share. I told that to Marsha.
Yeah. Yep.
Give me it to share, and I'll take it with me.
Right on, man. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Carl. Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
No, that's team. It's not
right.
thanks. It's team. TEAM. No I. So therefore, I don't have an I to dot. So it's team.
Carl should be a freaking football coach, man. He could be screaming at his team. What do you think this is, a tea party? Get your ass on the field. I don't give a shit if it's minus 30. Get the hell out of the game.
Sounds like Vince Lombardi for the.
Get out there before I kick your ass. Get out there before I kick your ass.
He needs to be an MMA coach.
Oh God.
Well, you gotta rock the world, man. You can't stand alone.
I have an interesting story about manifestation. When I first became a millionaire, and people, I think I told Kareem that story one time, didn't I? On one of other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like Soul. I'll keep telling the same story because people need to hear it because it's on a different show. But I knew I was going to have $1 million in my bank account. And I saw it in there, and I saw the slip coming out of the bank, and I moved to Costa Rica, and then I went to the bank one time, and I think $2,500 is 1 million colones. So I went, and I pressed that thing, and I'm like, holy crap, 1,200,000, something like that. I'm like, dude, I'm a millionaire. Yeah. And actually, in Costa Rica, that kind of money, and I didn't have to pay rent. I didn't have to pay anything. You're a millionaire, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't $1 million of American, but when you see it in your bank account and stuff like that, it makes you feel a different way. But then then I thought, well, gosh, you know, why did I manifest it that way? Why didn't I manifest it in like American dollars? Why did it have to be in colones?
Let
But
me
that's
ask
just
you.
You know what, Rick? I think that was to propel you. I think that was a sign from the universe to say, well, you are a millionaire. Well, let's aim for you to become a millionaire in American money, because so it was there, so you could take the next step and have the inspiration to keep going. That's what I think of it.
I think it actually doesn't matter if it was American or
Yeah.
Zimbabwe or Canadian loonies, which is a funny name, or Egyptian pounds. It doesn't matter. To me, what the universe was saying is, if you feel abundance and wealth, if you're at a vibration of abundance and wealth, I know people are like, Kareem, that's crazy.
No.
It will come to you. And I'm not below saying that. I'm not suggesting anybody do this, but I have seen Abraham Hicks where people have said, I want to get checks in the mail, and checks do come in the mail. I know somebody will be like, you know, you need to stop, you need to lay off like the smelling salt. But but I truly believe if you align with a vibration with something, like checks, like $1 million, like that car you want, and you really persist through like getting it, like not worrying about like when's it gonna come, oh I feel bad it's coming, it eventually either will show up or the steps to get it will show up. It's the fact of the matter is that manifestation, asking for the things that you want to get and receiving them simply by asking for them, in my experience, is 100% real.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted a canary, and I wanted a bigger cage for my parakeets, and I didn't really feel like spending money, and they were out of parakeet cages when I went to the pet store, so I'm like, crap. So I felt discouraged, and I just went to work one day, and I get an email from a coworker that talked to another coworker that said I like birds, and she's like, Kareem, I heard you like birds. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty big. That's what I want my pets to be. And she's like, this woman's mother just passed, and she had bought a canary cage and a parakeet cage for them. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. She's like, she wants to give them away. She's like, here's her number. So I call her up, 5 minutes. She's like, where you at? I'm like, my name's Kareem. I want the birds. She says, we'll come out to you. And sure, you know, lo and behold, there was somebody there. I think her husband delivered the cage, the bird, and gave me food for free and a canary cage. And the canary is actually sitting up, you know, 10 steps away from me, and the parakeets have a new cage they like.
That's cool.
And then I told people, and they're like, you got lucky. I don't really know if I got lucky, because I did the same thing with my band. And I'm not going to say adversity and issues don't happen when you get those things. They can. But for the most part, writing it down on a piece of paper and really believing it and not worrying about it, funny stuff pops up.
Yep.
Give it a try.
Yep. You know, it's the same thing about my wife, and I was sick and tired of women in this hemisphere just playing games, and I asked for an Asian goddess, and look what I've got. It's insane how beautiful that woman is. And you know, and it's the same with this show, and you know, just this course we're taking with Marsha. This is where we're meant to be, man. This is what we're meant to be doing. Sure.
I think you know where you're meant to be, and Abraham Hicks does this a lot. When stuff you're doing feels good, like mentoring for free, never really resonated with me. Like I did it because I thought like, oh, okay, I'll go through the motions and money will pop up, but it didn't really feel good to me. It didn't really feel, and I guess good's not really a good word. It didn't really feel fulfilling. Like, man, I'm really making a difference. I'm really having fun. And now we're doing the Power Hour, doing Souls course. I'm doing Speak Your Mind Not Now. It feels good. So to me, what will make you financially successful is what will make you feel good.
Right.
If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't. And I'm not going to say, like, don't go to the doctor if it doesn't feel good. But in terms of business and success, don't join a program that you don't really give a damn about.
Yeah.
Just to make money, because that's what I did. That's what I did, and even when I met Chris, you know, again, another one, and just do something like this hangout. Money might not fall from the sky immediately, but you'll feel freaking energized, and it'll keep you to do it until there's 10 people on the panel. So I'm excited.
Oh, there will be. There will be. But I was gonna reiterate that on that. Adversities make you stronger. Because if you didn't have adversities, you wouldn't have nothing to be stronger for. I mean, why would you care? I mean, so, yeah. You see what I'm saying? So we might get a bump in the road, or we might fall down and just brush ourselves off and just do it again.
Yeah.
The next time, do it a little bit different. And that's what it is with business. If one way don't work, well, we'll try something else. You know what I'm saying? And so that bump in the road, or we'll just smooth the road out. You know what I'm saying? Take the bump out.
Yes.
And that's what I believe is going to happen with the little imperfections that you have, Kareem, that you wasn't getting fulfilled for with MFF. You're now going to get fulfilled in Seoul University. And so, you know, that was a stepping stone, like I said before. And, you know, we have to all say, well, we learned what we did from that, now let's move on. You know what I'm saying? And we've got better now. We've got Soul Dancer. I mean, what more can you add? We got Marsha Sortino. What more? I mean, you got two great leaders right there.
You got Kareem and Chris Peters.
Yeah.
And I'm not leaving Kareem and Chris out, but, you know, they was the foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Just like your Power Hour. You two were the foundation of the Power Hour.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm here and Rick's here, and let's rock, you know?
Yeah, man.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, man.
I think obstacles exist as a universe saying, hey, because like I said, the Darth Vader thing, it's not always like a quick, I want a Lambo, it pops in your driveway. I think there's a few obstacles the universe throws it to you. Like for me, sometimes when I asked for the band, sometimes we had disagreements. I'm not going to go into like with who or what, but we had disagreements, and we had to iron those out. Like everything's fine, but sometimes the universe throws an obstacle to say, how bad do you really want this? I'll manifest this. You have to get over the hurdles. It's like weightlifting. When you get tired, how bad do you really want to be, you know, physically fit? How bad do you really want to be a millionaire? And that's why, to me, Donald Trump, even though I'm not a big fan of some of the things he does, went bankrupt 3 times. Most normal people, quote unquote, will go bankrupt once, say, it's really not for me, I'll go back to my 9 to 5. But if you have the ability to just keep going, even when you go bankrupt, even when you fail at your first 2 businesses, to me, the universe will manifest an awesome business for you.
Just brush it off,
and that's
and keep
why
moving.
we're doing it. That's what I'm doing here. Like, if someone doesn't show up, something doesn't work, we have technical issues, we just keep going.
Great.
And I'm sure it's going to work. I am 100%, because everyone I've showed to this is excited, and it's just going to keep growing and growing. And I know for a fact that meeting Chris wasn't an accident. It just, you couldn't convince me of that.
No, it was meant to be. So, and it was meant to be. One needed the other, and sometimes that happens in life. You know, sometimes it needs somebody else to help fulfill you a little bit. You know, and you know, in that aspect, you know, and I see a lot of greatness in Kareem and Chris. I mean, they've been great ever since I met them. I mean, I was so proud of Chris when he stood up to the plate and he took that call, when he took the color call.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, there he goes. Yeah. Now he's acting on it. Now he's taking action. And so I was so proud of him because
Thank you.
he manifested it. He did a great job. I mean, he did a great job. He brought the nice energy most of the time, you know. Most of the time. I mean, he had his down moments like everybody does, but, you know, but he didn't let it come out. He didn't.
Wait a minute. You're the Chris on the color call? I didn't know that. I just found that out, Carl. What?
He was
I didn't know that. You don't remember me, bro? I was on your call lots of times. You don't remember me?
I do now.
I didn't know that was you. I didn't know that was you.
That was Chris Peters. Yeah, he stepped up.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I remember. I listened to a lot of your
play.
Yep. And you were brilliant on how you perceived people and were able to relate to them through personality and colors.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm actually surprised it's you. It's because I just learned it right now, bro. So you're the guy. Sorry, I live in Hawaii. Everybody calls everybody brother here, and it's just like a knee-jerk reaction.
Yo, bro, that's fine with me. I'm all the way on the other side of the continent.
I remember at one of my
old jobs,
I remember one of my old jobs, I went to ask one of my coworkers a question. It was a bank, so everybody's in like t-shirt, or everybody's in button-down tees or polos and khaki pants. It was like, it wasn't super formal, but it was pretty formal. Like, and I asked one of my coworkers a question. I'm like, "Hey, homie, can you help me with this?" And he helps me. He's like, "Look, I'm not your homie. Get back to your desk."
Lamer. When I was doing surgery, they call me, "Hey, homebrew."
Homebrew.
They have my number.
Oh, now we got a new nickname on you. Homebrew? What's up?
Yeah.
We gotta do a double bypass. Far out, man. No.
Well, they gotta do a five-way on me, dude.
Well, the people that work in that venue, like, are very, like, radical type of thinking people. Because in order to survive, you know, cutting people open every day, you have to have a really sort of weird, like, constitution. You can't do that every day. It's like Frankenstein kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then after you stop doing it, like, you go through a lot of psychological changes. Like, everybody thinks, "Oh, you're retired. You know, you work for yourself, dude." The last 13 years, my son said that I haven't had a job. I saw he posted that. I don't know. I don't count it, you know, but and I thought to myself, wow, 13 years not having a job, that's pretty cool, you know. I wonder how I did that.
Hey, it was all fun too.
Hey, I might try that.
It was all fun too, right, Rick?
Oh, yeah.
Must have been. Time flew by. Must have been fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I have a different perspective than most people. I mean, I moved to Hawaii when I was 25 years old in 1981, right? And I had $5 in my pocket, a surfboard, and a tent. I thought I was going to come over here and live in paradise and live off the land, right? What an idiot. You can't do that here. You can't do that. Dude, I was on the beach starving. If the locals wouldn't have fed me and taught me how to get my own food and stuff like that, I would have perished. They took care of me. They showed me what aloha was here. So it's just like I owe this place such a debt of gratitude, you know. That was a long time ago. I mean,
that's awesome.
You're going to move to Boston and they're going to do that to you? Nah. No. Well, maybe they would, you know, but not any place I've ever been. I lived all over the United States, and they never, like, hooked me up when I got there, you know? Dude, I was hooked up within a year. I had my own place, my own car, my own place to live. I started going to school, and it was because of all the people here that, you know, they took care of me like a baby because I didn't know what was up, I guess. I don't know. But so I feel really fortunate, you know, to have come here at that time. I mean, I left and went to work on the mainland for 20 years after that, but still, I always knew if I would come here, I would blossom.
You know, backpacking.
Yeah, I don't go backpacking. Actually, my wife, she likes to do that.
But, like, there's this dude I was reading about. It was, like, New Zealand or Australia. I can't remember which one. It was one of those countries. And he just said, like, we're in this consumer thing where it's like, I gotta work. Why? So I can buy this big screen TV and a monitor and video games and whatever the heck else, tablets and all these goofy things. And he actually said backpacking, he just went to New Zealand, kind of similar to you. I think he had a little bit more than like $5. But he just said, I was just traveling through New Zealand and Australia, just backpacking, and people fed me and people helped, like he's just manifesting all these awesome things, people helping him through. And he came to the conclusion that we're stuck in consumerism because he didn't have a job while he was there. He was just backpacking through New Zealand, drinking his coffees and teas and stuff, and just meeting locals. And I think that's awesome that we don't have to be tied down to one specific type of life. I keep trying to convince people that it doesn't have to be this way and it doesn't have to be that way. You can kind of mix and match, and you can see what manifests in your life like that guy. Like, if you're tired of the 9 to 5, which, you know, I'm getting, maybe one day I'll just go backpacking to Europe or go backpacking to Australia or New Zealand and find some cool locals and stuff. Hook me up like you did, Rick.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead.
that's awesome. Well,
Rick,
sorry about that.
I think Rick was going to talk, weren't you, Rick? Were you going to say something?
I wanted to ask Chris if he was going to give us some color training sometimes because that's how it goes. You guys, no, man, hey, no, because I'm telling you that stuff was valuable. And this dude, it doesn't matter where you learned it or whatever you guys are saying about. I was in the same program as him, so I know what you guys are talking about, and I know Mikey and all that, you know, but. The stuff that this guy knows and is really valuable. I'm telling you, I listened to his call.
Yeah, he's
I'm serious.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. He is.
But I know it was him when I got on here. He probably, okay, Chris, what color am I? I'm not getting off the subject.
No,
I'm a blue. Okay.
You're blue. Oh yeah.
You're definitely blue. I can feel your energy.
Open and direct.
Okay.
And
You're definitely open. You told us a whole bunch of stuff, and you're direct about it. Well, I got you too.
You know, I recognize Carl's voice too.
I think
Oh yeah, I'm blue too. Don't worry, I'm blue too.
But I mean, you were on
the
call too.
I'm blue. I'm not blue, but I'm blue.
most of it, I think, is because of the lifestyle you lead, more than your tendencies to be open or whatever. I think a lot of it, from what I think, is has to do with your lifestyle and the fact that you crave excitement, fun, and high energy activities. So that's why I think blue for sure.
Definitely, he's definitely got the energy.
And then
Kareem's like a laid back blue.
Yeah.
He's like more of a polished, blue, man. He's like, this is Kareem, He's like, cool. That's why I want to be like more laid back, I want to be like that. His energy is more focused. Like, it's just like, he's thinking all the time.
Yeah. Well, if I'm playing shows or something, then I get kind of into it. Like, if you look on my Facebook page, you'll see me and my band. And, like, I get really into it. Or if I'm really working out, I get, like, super blue. I'm just like, boom, 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 go to the next thing. But when I'm doing something like this or a show or writing a book, I take a second or two to think about what I'm going to say or doing public speaking. Because I'm all for being blue, but I'm not for being, like, super crazy and be like, yeah, woohoo, and then just like, I got a beer, like, I'm drinking, like, pulling birds or rabbits, because then people would get kind of distracted. I still want to express myself and be cognitive, but I don't want to distract people while I'm doing this and get all goofy and stuff. But trust me, like, when I'm with Chris, it's just me and him. I'm saying goofy stuff all the time. I'm making, like, goofy comments about his music mainly.
I've been with you on chat, so I know you guys. Carl knows, too, that you guys have a good time and that you're great to be around and that I enjoy it. I know Carl does. I enjoy being around Carl, too. No. He's a badass. He's a badass.
I'm just a maniac.
He'd be on the damn football field those teams that are playing terrible all season. That's where he should be. That's where he needs to be. Because
what the hell are you thinking?
I still say he needs to be training MMA, someone to beat Ronda Rousey, because no one's ever beat her. This guy maybe could train a lady to beat Ronda Rousey. He'd probably be the only one. That lady, I mean, nobody's gonna beat her. I think she'll retire undefeated, man.
Yeah, I think she don't. I think people don't know how to break legs. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, did you?
No, it's illegal. She said she knows how, but it's illegal. So.
Oh, shucks! You mean in a fight? In a fight, you can't break someone's leg? Come on!
That's probably the first thing that Carl would do.
There's no fun there. It is. I'd bust their leg and watch them wobble down the street on the other one.
I could beat her.
And in my power chair, I'd snap their ankle off. No problem. No problem. And watch them hobble on down the road again.
Kareem doesn't do Kareem, do you do martial arts? I know that.
I did MMA
Chris
for
does.
like 6 months in college, and I'm gonna go do some Jeet-Kune-Do with this one dude I found. Maybe even Qigong if we have time. That'll be fun. Yeah, I can like go and people will not mess with me after that.
But he's throwing 3. Oh,
Not mine. Carl.
all right, no worries.
Yeah, I just hung it up. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Qigong, is that the one where you pull the car with your testicle? I thought I saw a guy like that. I can say that. It's medical. I saw the dude, the Japanese dude. Hey, I want to see Kareem doing that same thing. Qigong, pulling a car with his left, whatever.
No, I am really
I'm
good.
kidding.
I'm good.
I'm kidding.
I just want to like heal dudes. Like,
I'm teasing you.
no, I saw this video of this dude, and this counts because it's like a manifestation thing. This like Chinese master would get in these like stances where he's like this, and his students would try and move him, and they weren't like joking. Like, and he was like this Qigong master, and like they're trying to hit him, nothing like hurts him. I'm like, what the heck?
That's like the iron leg or something like that.
He's like a Tibetan yogi. Like, have you seen the Tibetan yogis? It's ridiculous. They're just like meditating on spears and like knives and on a bed of knives and getting bricks smashed. So there's clearly like manifestation stuff going on where they're creating a belief system that says, oh, if I get thrown from the cliff, I won't die.
That's right.
And we can see it works. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not advising that. Someone's like, oh yeah, that'll work. Oh.
People do like crazy things and manifest crazy things, especially like if they're martial artists and think they can do stuff. And one time when I was like 19, I was in the Army, right? And I needed some money on Friday. So I collected I was in charge of Central Supply. So I said, I can take a needle and shove it through the middle of my hand and pull it out the other side and not hit a bone. That's what I told him. So I took a Keith needle. It was this big, and I collected like $150 from all the troops. And they're like, "You're insane." Well, I knew I was dipping in lidocaine. That I still have the scar on my hand. You can see it right there. I took it. I knew the exact place in my hand to stick it through like that. It barely even bled. Didn't hurt. Picked up the money. I was off to San Francisco.
Whipped
That's
them.
awesome.
Whipped them good.
People do crazy things. You know, they're.
Yeah.
I was a young kid, and I couldn't figure out how to make money, so I manifested that.
Oh,
Yeah.
needles aren't for me, but Chris showed me this video of this dude. Oh, sorry. Chris showed me this video of this dude called Master Moses.
Yeah.
And I'll let him actually do that.
Bricks. 36 bricks with his hands.
Wow. That's
in
killer.
one hit.
Wow.
I had the pleasure of going to some secret training when I was in Washington State with some Silat masters, and back in the day, and the guy that was training us, his name is Sigam Willem, and he opens coconuts with his finger. Now, I can barely open I have coconuts on my property. I beat on them with a machete. I hit them. This guy treated us okay. This is how you guys open a coconut. He goes like this. Crack! I'm just like, oh my God, his finger's like this big. And I'm like, dude, you know? So there's a lot of amazing people out there that can do like these crazy, amazing things, you know? And
That's why I know manifestation works, because people create a belief system where they go like, coconut pops open, or like they just hit 36 bricks. He did it one swipe, by the way. He's just like,
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar. He's like,
Wow.
all at once. I'm like, 36 in one hit too. So I guess to like relate that to making money or to relationships or anything, if these people can manifest these ridiculous feats of, I don't know what you'd call them, these ridiculous feats of strength or whatever, then to me, it's very apparent that you can also manifest money, you can manifest relationships,
Yes.
anything you want in your life. You can do
Anything
these
you
physical, anything
Yes.
you want. It will take time, but you can be like that crazy Qigong guy. You can
Right.
get the power to have people not.
Right. See.
Kareem,
I agree.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
your
See, the
internet
money.
connection's messing up.
Sorry about that. What I was going to say is I have a reason why I went to bone breaking situation is because I have a cousin. He's been in the prison, well, in the jail over and over and over, and they put him in a pit fight. I don't know if you know what a pit fight is, but at this point he's 20-0 because he's a bone breaker. He breaks one of their legs and they stop fighting. So they, you know what I'm saying? You're in a pit fight, and everybody's paying money to see you win or lose or whatever and whatever in a jail, you know. And so at this point in time, he's one person that I wouldn't mess with because he has manifested that ability to do that.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it is manifesting. You manifest all the time what you think, what you bring, what you do. You manifest and you get up. What am I going to do today? How am I going to do this? You know, it's a manifestation all the time, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Everything
Yes, exactly.
you
Really?
think of, everything you're doing consciously,
Right.
man, think about like what manifestation is. It's not some weird thing. It's bringing abstract concepts from here out into the real world. And
Exactly.
that's really the power we have as human beings to create. Kind of like God created the world, we can create individual stuff too. So, yeah, it's been an awesome show. That's pretty much what I've got. Is there anything else you guys want to add or anything?
Kareem, we got a few minutes left. We didn't start till late.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, the mind doesn't have a control unless you put one on it. The mind has no control unless you put one on it. So, therefore, if you say I can't, well, you're right. You say I can, well, you're right.
Yep.
But if you put a damper on it, it's just like taking a motor and putting a damper on how far it's going to open up before, you know what I'm saying, and then it will stop. Because I can put a damper on a outboard. We don't want it to go too fast.
Yes.
So it will go just at certain speed. Well, our mind is like that. If we put a limit on it, it's going to be limited. If we don't put a limit on it, then it's unlimited. We can do anything we want. Anything. Manifest it daily, every day. Because what you do today will affect the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. And, yeah. So there you go. Manifestation.
I wish people actually realized that, because people get in these endless cycles of I'm a victim, it's happening to me, God, the universe, it's, you know,
Right.
the stars haven't aligned in my favor. I just don't have any luck if they really don't believe anything. And if they could get into the mode of like, wait, I'm creating some, not all of it. If someone does something bad to you, I'm not going to say you did that. If you get sick sometime, I'm not going to say like, ooh, someone created that. Like, but if you're deliberately having a bad attitude and bad stuff's happening to you, you might want to look into a little bit of psychology that says, not that it should be positive all the time, but if you're doing negative things, you'll create circumstances in the world that inherently are negative.
Yes.
And I'd love if people in this world had that paradigm shift, because the world will look significantly different.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good point, because you know, for me, I was a really dark person for a lot of years with a lot of bitterness and hatred. And when I lost my first love, who was going to be my wife, it really messed me up. And, a lot of that was my own fault, of course, for her leaving, but it really turned me into a vicious person for a lot of years. And then I realized that that wasn't getting me anywhere, you know, and that I was pushing people away that I may have, at the time, really didn't care. But in retrospect, I really feel that a lot of my attitude was unnecessary towards certain people. And but look what I've got now. I mean, that is proof that I've changed to have a woman that beautiful and that devoted to me, and I would do anything for that woman, anything. It wouldn't matter what it was. I would, you know, that's why I really want to get our show off the ground and keep publishing books, because I want to be able to look after her when she comes over here, you know. And you know, she's so amazing because she says, no, I want to contribute, and I mean, everything about her is just pristine. Not just the way she looks. Her attitude is amazing. She's just an angel, and I'm very lucky to have her, because she was a model in the Philippines as well. So I mean, she could have any man she wanted. So,
Awesome.
you know, I mean, that's.
I like to say that I think it's really cool that that all of us are, you know, stepping up to the plate with this pay me what I'm worth.
Yeah.
And you guys are really stepping up. Carl is really stepping up, and it's going to be a really great learning process for me. And like I really want to thank you guys for what you're doing, because I don't know that I could do it without you guys. Like, I feel comfortable with you now. Carl, I'm getting to know Carl too, and it's like I was like the same as Chris. You know, I had a lot of resentment in my life, and I grew up in a white neighborhood, and look how white I am, but the last name like Rodriguez in Wisconsin. So I had a lot of resentment against people, you know, because they'd always tell me, oh, there's a spick. And I'd be like, the only Mexican I know is my dad. I don't know anything about Mexico. I was born and raised in Wisconsin. I don't even speak Spanish, you know? So I didn't understand the paradigm. Then when I went, and people always say, well, when you move somewhere else, that's going to be the same for you. Well, as soon as I went to California, there's all these people with Rodriguez and they're white. That's not even an issue. You know, if you go to Arizona, if you go to New Mexico, there's like Garcia Toyota. You don't see that in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. I mean, so I was like, wait a minute. They don't even think I'm weird. I mean, I'm like, I'm Rick Rodriguez. They go, oh yeah, sit over there, you know. So like, I grew up with that resentment too, Chris. That's how come I relate to you, and in a lot of different ways. Then when I got all the skills and was in the service and all that, I went to Seattle and I applied. I had the skills, the experience, the resume, the letters from doctors that I did well. I couldn't get a job in 30 hospitals in King County. I could not get a job, and I swear it was because of my last name. So I found a guy with a Hispanic last name that helped me get back into the medical field. But I went through hell. I had to go back and get the training from people that didn't have as much training as me to get a piece of paper, you know, so I could work in the field that I was already working in for 10 years. What the heck?
That's crazy.
That's why I don't
I
like college, actually, because college puts you. I went to college, so like there's some benefits and there's some downsides. One problem is there's an over-reliance on degrees and stuff like that. So it's really not fair to like somebody who has experience, more experience, real life experience than you. So.
Well, you know, I was just trying to relate how I relate to Chris, and yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That all of us have been through similar things. I look at Carl. I mean, he's hardcore, man, and he's that way for a reason. I mean, listen to him talk. Listen to him. Yeah, we're gonna go get it, dude, and like, you know what I mean? It's like a drill sergeant. Dude's like a drill sergeant, right? He had to be to survive. And it's like like I look at people like Carl and like me, what we had to go through, and Chris and Kareem, you know, and I know that guys like us, like, we're gonna make it, you know. with each other. So I really appreciate you guys, helping me out like this and giving me a space where I can come and be myself.
Yeah, man.
Because it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. I'm serious.
Hey, you're awesome, Rick. You're awesome, Rick. You really are awesome, Rick. And we will bring that out of you. Don't worry. But, don't you worry about that. We'll bring that out of you. But anyway,
you guys.
On that dark side note, I was always kind of like ran down as a kid. Oh, you're pizza face. You got zits on your face, or whatever. But it's rising above them.
Yeah.
And I went to Job Corps, and our group was called the Achievers.
There you go.
Achievers.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I was on my floor. I was the leader on my floor. I was the team leader. We had a team, and I was the leader. And we won because of my attitude. Because I say, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. Get back out there. We're going to do better this time. And that's what you got to have, that mentality to say, get back out there and do it different if you didn't make it right the first time.
Yeah.
Right? It's like my kids. It's like my kids. When they went off to school, I said, do your best. That's all Daddy expects. I'm sitting there now. I've got a daughter that's a first assistant manager at McDonald's. She trains She trains managers. She isn't just a manager. She trains managers.
Yeah.
Why? Because I says, get out there and do your best. It's all Daddy expects.
That's right.
And you know what? She did. My son, well, he has been labeled ADHD, but you put him on he has his difficulties, whatever. But when it comes to Special Olympics, he's out there running that quarter mile.
That's
And he's out there to win because Daddy says, don't quit. Never say die attitude. That's my attitude. I'm in a power chair. I'm in a power chair, but yet I lead. Like this last 4th of July, I innovated the whole family episode for us all to go down to the coast. I innovated that. All the rest of my relatives, they didn't. They were all like yellows or greens, and they're just laid back, and they're like, maybe we'll do it. No, we won't. We will do it. No, we won't. We will do it. Period. And that's Carl Davis. So you either love me or hate me. And as Rick Snyder used to say, if you don't like me, bite me. There, close enough. Rick Steiner, you remember him, wrestler? He was a wrestler.
Oh,
Rick and Scott Steiner. Rick and Scott Steiner, the big Papa Pumps and whatever. And he used to say, if you don't like me, bite me.
Well, he was called Dog-Faced Rick Steiner, right? Because he had that apparatus around his face.
Yeah. He was a bad boy. He was badass. He was.
Yeah.
And I got that Stone Cold attitude too. I just love Stone Cold Steve Austin. Get out of the way! I'm coming through, peeps. Well, sorry about that. I got a little carried away.
All right. Don't worry about it, man. That's fine. Well, guys, do you think we should wrap it up? What do you think? Any closing thoughts?
Let's rock.
Yeah. What do you guys? So what are you guys planning on doing for the rest of the night? I know I'm gonna go play some drums and do some guitar and.
Nah, not me. I'm gonna go out there and pound the net for Marsha, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I am gonna play me some guitar and manifest some awesome stuff and practice for my show. It was awesome hanging with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I will see you guys more hopefully next week.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. It's noon
See
in
you guys
Hawaii, so
later.
I'm going to have lunch and